All right, check this out. So I just got done talking to one of our players in regards to the role he has on the team, and he said something interesting that I think a lot of players probably feel the same way in regards to their situation and their role on the team. But he had mentioned that the coaching staff hasn't seen everything that he can do on a basketball court, right? And I said, okay. I said, whose fault is that? And he said, it's nobody's fault. I'm like, well, it's somebody's fault. Whose fault is it that the coaching staff has not seen your complete skill set? And he had to sit there and think about it for a minute. And I said, is it whose choice is it at this point that we haven't seen your full skill set, right? And he said, well, it's my choice, but the only reason I haven't done it, or the only reason you haven't seen it, is because I don't want to get taken out of the game. And I'm like, whose choice is that? Whose fault is that? And he goes, it's nobody's fault. And I was like, well, it's somebody's fault. And then, I broke it down to him. I said, listen, you're going to dictate your role on the team by the choices you make. And right now, the fear of sitting down because of making mistakes is overriding the possibility of the success you will have or experience as you show your complete skill set on the basketball court. And he thought about it, and he didn't really get it. So I had to break it down to him again. I said, listen, it is a choice right now that you have made, and that is the reason why you're frustrated. That is the reason why we haven't seen your complete skill set. That is the reason why we only expect a certain skill set or a certain type of performance that you're going to provide on the basketball court. When we let fear consume us so much that it dictates the lack of performance that when we let fear consume us to the point that it causes us to, kind of second guess our ability or second guess our skill set, what you're really doing is selling yourself short, and you're telling yourself subconsciously that I don't believe in myself enough to the point that I'm just going to be okay or accept the role of just doing this per se, as opposed to actually doing a multitude of things that I can do on the court because I'm fearful. So the biggest thing I can tell players of any age, I don't care if you're a little knee high to a fly high, the choices you make will dictate the type of player you become and the type of mindset or mental toughness that you have. And I broke it down to him when I was younger. I had the mentality like I really didn't care what the coach told me or the limitations that he had put on me, because I knew the amount of work and the amount of time that I put in individually and with the team. So at that point, I already made the choice that regardless of what he thinks, I'm going to go out here and show him that this is my skill set. This is the type of player that I am, and this is the type of player that I'm going to be for the team. And what that's going to do is it's going to gain trust. And once the coach trusts you, he's going to let you fly. He's going to unlock. He's going to take you out them shackles, right? So the important thing about this is not to blame anybody else for whatever your role is on the team, whether it's just a rebounder, whether it's a scorer, whether it's the lockdown defender. You dictate what your role is as a player, and it starts here. It starts here, not being fearful of what may happen if you make mistakes, being who you believe yourself to be out there. I believe myself to be a killer on the court, and I didn't care who was in front of me. I was going to give you at least a 20 piece. And it took me to prove that in order for coaches to, my high school coach all the way up to, my college coach, it took me to prove that in practice and open gyms and whatnot, to the point to where they're like, yeah, this kid goes. Like, he is a prolific scorer. This is what he does. So we are going to let him do that. This is his role. This is his gift. This is what he brings to the team. But this wasn't something that was given to me. It was something that I took. It was something that I made the choice to do, and I made the choice to prove that to my teammates and to the coaching staff. So, I hope that helps anybody who's struggling with their teams, or with their basketball team, whether it's high school, whether it's middle school, whether it's on your club team. If you want to define your role on a team, and you want a bigger role in terms of whether it's scoring or whatever offensive role, you have to first put in the work individually, right? And it has to be something in your mind. It has to be a mindset that you have already maintain, or you have already obtained. You've made up your mind what you want to do, and now it's just up to you to go out there and show your teammates and show your coach and believe in yourself that you're going to do everything that you want to do on that basketball court, regardless of what's the current role that you have. And I hope you learn from that, because I'm telling you, if you believe in yourself and if you put the time in on the court and right here, man, you can change the game in a real way. I'm gone.